How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time watching, my name's Nate and I'm a contractor in West Michigan. Well, it's been a while, so I want to show you something that I've been up to that I think you might find kind of interesting. This is going to be a relatively short video, but I at least wanted you to take a look at this and see what you think. If this is something that you might need to do at your place or your property, this could definitely be of help. So let me show you what we have going on. So as I'm in the process of building a new shop on my property, I've built this sort of large privacy berm along a section of my property line, and it goes over the other side, and we're going to be building a fence in front of that. But I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell from the camera angle here, but this is a big slope up right here, and it goes all the way down that way. And what I'm going to be doing is planting probably 20 or 30 big Norway spruces on top of this. And if you know just a little bit about gardening or whatever, you know that if you plant in some new trees, they need water for at least the first year. So I do not have grid electricity on my land, nor do I have a well. Well, I have a well drilling company coming in a couple weeks to scope that out for me. I needed some kind of instant water right away. That would be cheap and effective to get water up to the trees I'm going to plant there. So on my property, I have this pond. It's probably a couple acres, but it's good spring-fed water source, and it's here. So my thought was, how can I utilize this for irrigation? Now, one of the things that we do in our business is new irrigation systems. So I was already familiar with the concept of pumping water out of a pond or a lake for irrigation. So I thought that would probably be the best route to go. Now, as I said a minute ago, we don't have grid electricity here, so I had to come up with something else to do that. Well, this is what I came up with. Basically what we have is one of these little Harbor Freight 212cc gas trash pumps, and the whole idea here is you have your suction inlet here. So we put a banjo coupler on there just to make it easier to take apart. 90 that down. So we have this 2-inch PVC line that comes down here. We've got a check valve there to keep the pump primed, and then it goes out into the water, and there's a strainer on the end of this pipe for the inlet on the suction line. So let's take a look at that. So as you can see there, we just put a coupling on the end of that pipe. Well, not a coupling, a fitting to accept the strainer that came with the trash pump. And then that'll keep all the junk and debris from coming up into the pump and causing damage or clogging the future rotors that we put up here. All right, back to the pump. So since we have that check valve on there, we only had to prime it one time. If I open this up here, you can see that it's still keeping its prime. A lot of times with these, if you're using it and then you shut it off, the water will just run back out of your suction hose and you can lose the prime. But that check valve down there will keep this primed at all times. And that is what we want in this kind of a situation. And we don't have to worry about getting buckets of water down there and bringing it back up here to prime the pump. Okay, so on the outlet side, another banjo coupling here, and this just you know, you pull these two clips down and this whole thing just slides right out. It's just a pressure fit and then it locks. So we got the coupling here from that to the 2-inch PVC. We put a T on here with a 1/2-inch fitting for this hose in case we ever need water for something else out here. And when it comes to winterizing this, we can winterize it right through that. It's as simple as hooking our air compressor into it and blowing out the lines. Now from there it goes into this T, breaks off into 2 sections. I figured it'd be best for the amount of distance. It's about 380 feet along this whole thing. So we're gonna do kind of 2 zones. So one will go that way, the other one goes that way. That's pretty straightforward. So we 90'd this out to 2-inch. We put a reducer on each side of this to step it down to 1.5 inches, which is what this is. And then these are 1.5 inch ball valves that have reducers on the end of those down to 1.25 inch barb. And then from there you can put 1.25 inch poly right onto that with your crimp clamps. We ran those down into the ground and then pulled the line in with our trusty 1980 Case Maxi sneaker. So this is definitely the tool to have. I bought this in early 2020. We use it every day at work. It's been a wonderful tool. And you really can't even tell where it was trenched, but it was right through here. And then these just come up like that, cut them. And then once we have our trees in, we can put in our lateral lines going down the whole rest of the hill that way and that way. And it's the same thing with this one here. We'll just have our lines running that way, and then we'll probably have soakers or drip or something in each of the root balls of the trees that we plant. So now, the moment you're all waiting for, let's fire this up and I can show you how well it works. Turn our power on there, a little bit of choke. Alright, what do you guys think of that? That's putting out some water. Now the other part of this that we added in was the hose. And that works pretty well too. You can, there are some pots or whatever over here, anything else that need to be watered, you can do that too. If I crank this up, we got good pressure coming out of there too. Close that up. I usually like to make sure that I close the valves at an idle before shoving the whole thing down, just to make sure we don't lose any prime. As you see, we haven't, it's still completely primed. And ready for the next use. So we're kind of going to build a little structure around this. Leave a place for the exhaust to escape, obviously, but probably a little roof or something, make a little structure just so it's not always exposed to the elements, because for the better part of the year this will probably just be dedicated to sitting here. If it really works well, you know, I could always get another one of these. They're pretty cheap if I needed one for another job. But yeah, I wanted to at least show you guys this setup. It's 2-inch PVC down to 1.5 valve, reduced down to 1.25 inch, and then a 1.25 inch male barb fitting. Put your poly right on there, and then it's off to whatever you like. You could do rotors, sprays, soakers, drip, anything you like. And honestly, you can run it for a little while with these closed, and you're not gonna hurt the pump or the pipe or anything. At least the little bit that we ran it with them shut, it didn't seem to blow anything apart. I was gonna film assembling this all together, but my batteries were dead on the GoPro, so it didn't quite happen, and I was sort of pressed for time. But they're all cemented in really nice. I put a lot of time into it, probably spent half hour assembling this all and letting it dry, and then you know, it was another hour or so with running the pipe and building the structure. So yeah, there you have it. I will make another video on this once we run the lines for everything else, and I'll probably do one of planting the trees too. So there's going to be more stuff coming out. I know it's been a while, and you guys have been wanting to see the Dragline and updates on that. I will tell you that we are swapping the engine in it at the moment, and it's all ready to go except for one clutch bushing that we're still making, because we weren't able to locate an original part. So once that is completed and continues on, there'll be more on the Dragline, and we'll do some digging in the pond here. But until then, take it easy, be good to each other, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, if you've made it to the end of the video, which is right now, then you're probably a fan of this channel. And I appreciate that, because honestly, you guys are the viewers. I want to give you the content that you want. And so we're going to give you a little bonus today. And I'm going to show you the Dragline. Let's spin you around and take a look. Well, there it is. All painted up and ready to roll. Now, as you can tell, this is a Northwest 25 Dragline, and I opted to go with sort of a half Bucyrus Erie inspired paint scheme. They're the colors that I like, and I'm a big proponent of, hey, if you own it, you can paint it whatever color you want. I know there's a couple of guys that have had different types of cranes, Limas, Bucyrus Eries, Northwests, Osgoods, and they've painted them whatever color they want. Green, white, doesn't really matter. As long as you like looking at the colors, and that's what matters. It doesn't need to be original. I am a very big fan of keeping things original in stock, but for this, I wanted to do something different. I had a old world sign painter do all of this lettering for me. That is not a decal, that is hand painted on there. He did it with a brush. It took him a couple weeks. That was later last summer. You can see that that is not a sticker. That is all hand painted. I watched him paint almost every letter. Same thing here. There's a couple of things we need to touch up with the roof, but that's okay. I got some stuff running down here, but that cleans up pretty easy. So yeah, pretty cool paint job. Got a counterweight painted green here with the builder's plate on the back. Yep, just give you one shot here. Oh, no engine. So that kind of is what it is. And we got the same thing over here. So once there's more to update you guys on with the Dragline, I will get that out to you as soon as possible. I know it's been a while with that, but we've been having troubles getting the bearings and whatnot that we needed for the clutch. So it just kind of is what it is, but we'll get it back going. It does run and operate extremely well. I had all the clutches, brakes, and everything relined. The travel system has been gone through travel brakes, so it steers very well. Tracks are powerful. We got the 3/4 page on it now. And the 40 feet of boom. In one of the previous videos where I showed all the other parts that I had for it, I did get that Williams clamshell bucket. So we'll probably put that on there, get that all roped up once we have the new engine. But I figure it's been a while, and I'll give you guys an update on this. It probably looks a little bit different than it did in the last video. But fear not, it'll be running soon. Anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I know it was kind of a shorter one, but I appreciate you watching. It's been a little bit since I posted a video. Been a lot going on getting this shop rolling, and then I've moved, so a lot of moving parts, but I wanted to at least give you a little bit of an update. And so if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out, and we'll see you in the next one.